At last, I can make a start with this rear Wheelarch. But, you know, that's how it goes with old projects, with old vehicles. I mean, you get into them, you make a plan on what you want to do, but it always turns out to be more than you expect. So, you know, I'm okay with that. Anyway, I think I'm going to begin by cutting this section out down here. I think I'll make a start on that. And then just kind of figure out where to go from there. I have already marked the Wheelarch around there, the old one, where I want to cut that off so I can bring that down flush. So let's get the grinder and get at it. Well, there we have it. Yeah, getting into there is not as bad as I initially thought it was, so that's a bonus. But yeah, so now let's start putting it back together. Yeah. There's a couple of bits up there that I've just noticed I need to sand out, and I'll play it up anyway. It's one of the holes I think was meant to be there, the other one I'm not sure, so I'll plate it. But yeah, overall, we're getting there. So, okay, first test fitting. That's not bad, that. Obviously, I still need to trim this down, but I don't want to take any metal off. Just want it a little bit at a time and just ease it in. But this lip here lines up with the lip from the original Wheelarch where I trimmed it off, so that's going to work well. What will happen though is that this will actually slide up inside, and well, maybe that's the plan, at least anyway. Slide it up inside, then get it lined up, clamped into place, and then I will cut through both panels all the way around, and that should give me a perfect match, so I can just butt the two together, just spot, and that's it. Nicely weld them in. Yep, that's the plan, and we all know how the plans have been going lately. Well, there we go with the first mock-up. I think she needs to go back a little, but that's good. I'm cool. That's cool. I like that. I'm really pleased with that. That's going to look good. Yeah, if you look at the wheel gap, she does need to go back about maybe an inch, and that will compensate for where it overlaps, the arch overlaps the door. Now, that's cool. I'm pleased with that. Grinding disc up. Yeah, that is cool. Now, one thing you may notice that the wheel does not quite fill the arch out. Obviously, it will a little bit better once the arch is actually fixed correctly, because it is sticking out a little bit from the body still. But the other thing is as well, I have, where's it at? Where is it at? There it is. I have got the other axle to go on. No, that's not it. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, I have got the other axle to go on. And the one thing that is missing off the van axle currently is the wheel spaces that are built into the drums. I took the drums off because I tried to replace them. A couple of places I took them to, they got the later ones in basically. So I took the drums off the old axle because they are the same as the diesel axle, just to take into town so that they could compare them. But fortunately, I have found a pair of really nice used ones, and yeah, they'll go on. But that will space the axle out about just around half an inch. It will space the wheel out about half an inch. So, but yeah, I am happy with it. That's cool. Very happy with how this is moving along today. So let's get on with it. Okay, we've given it a small tweak there, and I think that is looking better. And that's to trim away from that door. And hey, even by the time that's pulled in, that door may just open past that. Hope so anyway. But as you can see, it's still, where are we at? There you go. As you can see, it still needs to be, you know, when it's bolted up, it'll be pulled in tighter to the fender there. So that's cool, lad. I'm happy. Very happy. Given the amount of trouble this rear end gave me these past few days, God, I don't know if I spoke much about it on camera, but God, this was difficult. Everything I tried just seemed to go wrong, and there just seemed to be, every time I came up with an idea, started working on it, I seemed to find just a little bit more rust. And yeah, so that has been yeah, insert your own expletives. So to actually get onto this today and for it to kind of fall into place quite nicely, you know, I'm happy. I am happy about this. It's makes me feel all good. But yeah, this is going to look really cool when it's done. This is yeah, still playing around with paint ideas. I spoke about maybe doing a black and white earlier, similar to the truck, and then it was like, a dark grey and flat black with red pinstriping. And then of course there's the other photoshopped images that I've done with the black and red, and yeah, I'm all over the place on the colour yet, so who knows what it'll end up looking like. But anyway, I'm procrastinating. I need to put this down and trim that and start getting ready to weld. Hey! Well, so far so good. Again, just constantly doing mock-ups just to make sure that everything is going to fit. But yeah, that is looking rather good. Do have side skirts as well off a later transit to go along the rocker panel there as well, so yeah, I'm feeling like a 5-year-old at the moment. It's this is the first time in ages, basically since I got the engine started, that I've actually felt like I'm making progress. Yeah, sometimes you just need these little wins. But yeah, that is cool. I am happy with that. So, let's continue with it. Well, that's it for now. Got everything cut and tacked into place. I've got to go around and weld it all up solid. But yeah, it's getting near time to start packing up. I do have to leave in the morning. There's a few things I want to do before I finish tonight. I want to give round the van a good tidy up, pick up any stray bits of metal, what have you, etc. But overall, you know, this back section gave me a lot of hassle. That put me way back. But kind of made up for it today. This is the worst Wheelarch, so you know, got 90% of it complete, at least welded anyway. So well, here we are back at it a week later. So I'm just going to tack this on the end of the old video, so you'll see it all together. Anyway, yeah, just getting things sorted out this morning, and going to get back onto this. However, a couple of things have come up. This. This VW. Now, this thing has become available. Now, I'm not saying that I am going to get into it, but it's a possibility. It was a project, and a lot of work's been done on it, but I don't know whether they've run out of time or run out of cash, but it's now up for grabs. I am informed that everything is there except for one side window, which got broke when they were taking it out. So that is a possibility. Now, obviously, it wouldn't start until after the transit was done, but nevertheless, basically, it's paint and bodywork. Welding has all been done on it. Now, let's just pause this and we'll go and take a look at the other possibility. That is a Woolsey, I think. However, as you can see, it's in a bit of a sorry state. But that body shell is available, and we were thinking rat rod. Now, fenders and everything are there, so is the hood, but it was pulled out of the junkyard because it had a very good frame on it, and the frame has now been sold, and this is left, and it's like, what do we do with it? Now, as you can see, the front doors are missing, so bear with me on this. Here are my thoughts. Now, one is just try and source a couple of front doors. That would be the easiest, but also the most expensive. Two is to see if we could actually repurpose those rear doors as front doors. Three, let's just not have any doors at all. So, yeah, few ideas there. So, as for a chassis, well, let's go and take a look at where the chassis may come from. Yep. That's right, the LDV. Now, obviously, it's too long, but now, this is where the plan gets cunning. What if, once we're done with this, we completely cut the body off, just leaving the bare frame, which is actually in good condition on this. It's bodywork that's been the issue. So we then take that front axle, move it back, well, either move the front axle back or move the rear axle forward, and yeah, that would mean we have got a, let's call it a Mad Max style rat rod, because I love the idea of using that dually rear end on it. Now, this is all maybes and possibilities. If it's going to go ahead, it'll happen after I get the transit finished, which will be, I'm hoping to have it finished by the end of this month, or at least, fingers crossed, in paint by the end of this month. So it would be maybe October, somewhere around there, maybe November, that will be getting into it. Obviously, we're going to do it in the cold weather when it's raining, but it's a possibility. However, now, if I can raise the cash to buy that VW, that will get done first. I will go straight into that, and this will get shelved until next year after Christmas. But it's definitely, it will be a fun project. Definitely will be a fun project. Anyway, enough with other projects. Let's get back to this one. Well, there we go. It's not as sketchy as it looks. Trust me. It's I value my life too much these days. But yeah, it's supported on the wheels, on the jack and axle stand, so it'll give me plenty of access in there. And fingers crossed, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but maybe we'll actually get this actual Wheelarch complete today. So yeah, that will be good. Well, as you can see, put a marquee up just to try and keep some of the sun off, because I am absolutely baking here. Anyway, as you can see, I'm working in a patch down here. Yeah, I think I may have to remove this door to get in there, but anyway, I've got the patch basically shaped because this has actually got a lip on it which I want to keep all the way around to here, which follows the line of the plastic wheel arch. What I'm going to do is just get the angle grinder in here with a very thin disc on and just cut it down there and just cut it straight across. And then I'll of course follow the line of this wheel arch around, and yeah, that is the plan. It's coming together all right. Oh, there you go, just a quick look. It's filling in there nicely. Well, it's been a long day, but definitely getting there. So that is a actual test fitting of the fiberglass arch. Again, just to make sure everything is going to fit the way I want it to. So tomorrow, got a little bit welding to do, just right in there. But I'm going to take this door off to do that. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to take this off so I can get these spots under there. And then I will bodywork all of this. So that's tomorrow's task. Overall, I'm happy with how it came out. Obviously it's taken longer than I'd hoped, but you know, that's how these things go. But I think what I'm going to do is, once this side's done, I'm going to go and do the other rear one. Then it just leaves the front. Anyway, there's a couple of other jobs to do around here today, so I'm going to pack all of this up and go and get a couple of hours in on them. And yeah, get a fresh start with this tomorrow. Well, it's morning again, and here we go. So, plan for today is we are going to remove this door. Now, I think the door has to be closed. Great, means I've got to clean the inside out. Oh well, it's long overdue. Yeah, it looks like that one up there, 2 down there, and 2 or 3 on the actual slider. But yeah, so that's clear some space here and then, yeah, try to get this door off. What could possibly go wrong? There, that one we can get to there. Those other two, actually, can we get to both of them? No, actually, I think it's only the top one we can get to. So I'll remove the two bottom ones, close the door. I will then remove that one, the top one. I'll remove that one up there, and then these two here, and I think that should allow the door just to pop off. Obviously I'll have to do it from outside, and yeah. Okay. Also, when I've got the door off, I think I will pressure wash this just to clean it all down, get all of this dirt and grime and all of that crap off it. But anyway, let's get to it. Well, it's everything loosened. That's all loose down there, and this is loose here. So, yeah, let's give this a go. Okay, there we have it. Wasn't too bad actually. Now getting it back on may be a different matter, but I think I'll have to enlist some help from my buddy Andy. But yeah, that definitely needs some oil on it, or grease or something, whatever. But so this is where I am now working on. Huh, did not notice that before. Somebody's sketchy repair. Doesn't matter, I will fix that while I'm down here. But yeah, this piece down here I could not get in with the welder, so that's what I'm going to get up to now. Make a piece, weld it in, blend it, and then I'm just going to get on with hitting the rest of this this complete rear fender. This is coming off. That's, I think it's 5 or 6 10mm bolts, so yeah, that'll pop off, and then I'll get to these rust spots underneath. Well, we're getting along there. Got this corner all done. Got a quick skim of filler on there, so I'll let that set up. All working on where this rail was. Obviously there's a bit of rust in there. There's a piece in there that I'm on patching now, but overall, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, can complain about it, but either way it's still got to be done, so yeah. But overall it's coming along there. Well, we're getting closer. Just on blending it all in. At the moment I'm just using this to find any imperfections. Most of it's pretty good. Down here, there needs to be redone. Around here also needs a little bit of work. Less concerned about that because it's covered up by the Wheelarch, but still. But overall, not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry, then maybe hit it with 300 grit just to see, find all the highs and lows, and then I'll go in with a really fine Bondo and fix them. Obviously that one there, it'll go in with a little bit heavier, but in there of course. But yeah, overall a vast improvement. Still got to work up there. I just got a patch roughly welded into the what I'm going to do is fill a bit more weld in there and then grind it flat, and I'll be able to drill a hole through the panel and through the actual runner to fix that on there. Then I'll take the runner back off and I'll prime it to keep the rust out of it. But down here I'm less concerned about down here because this was all covered with the fender. So I want it tidy, but you know, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. But yeah, I'm happy with this. But yeah, now what I need to do is leave this to dry and yeah, have a drink, and yeah, we will get back to it in maybe 30-40 minutes. Well, we are still at it. Almost got this finished now. A little bit more sanding to do lower down there. Got high build primer on at the top and a finishing putty, just to get that, you know, perfect. And yeah, what I'm going to do is while I've got the door off, there's a couple of little bits on the bottom edge. It's just a few chips with rusts just starting to show through, so I'm going to do that today before I put the door back on. Now obviously when I come to paint the van, all the doors will come back off again, but I thought while I'm waiting for this to dry, I may as well, you know, use the time productively and sort the door out. So yeah, well, while working on the door, we have had what you may describe as a technical issue. Namely, the sander has decided to throw off the clips which hold on the sandpaper. So, a little bit of redneck ingenuity, come up with this. I have no idea if it's going to work, but we will find out. Well, the answer is it failed miserably. Wonderful. Well, that's kind of screwed the pooch on that one. I'll just have to block this down by hand. And yeah, well, the wind's getting up now, but anyway, after the utter failure of my improvised sander, blocked this down by hand. It's okay for now. I've got to do the rest of the bodywork, so, you know, but it's, you know, the majority of it's done. Now what I'm going to do now is block this down by hand a little bit more, and yeah, this is all ready. You know, these two parts are ready to receive a primer, and yeah, so need to get some more paint on there, which I haven't got at the moment. I'll get that tomorrow. That is basically done. I am going to screw the arch on, and that'll just get that finished. I'm leaving that back section until, I may do it tomorrow afternoon, I don't know. But yeah, basically other than that back section there to sand and paint, that's his rear quarter done. And yeah, now obviously it still needs more paint on it. I mean, there's like bits here and there, but that is, you know, I've got it to the point where I can now move on. I'm not sure whether I'll actually shoot any footage of the other side. I may just get on with that. But yeah, we have got a lot still to do. Fortunately, this side is in a little bit better condition. So yeah, I don't have to get into doing that, all of the rear and everything, but nevertheless there's still, you know, quite a bit to do there. So right, that's it. I've had enough. I'm tired, I'm hot, I'm hungry. Yes, I know, I'm always hungry, but usually what ends up happening is a lot of the time when I'm working on this, I tend to come out about 7 in the morning, and then I just blaze through the day and get to like this time, sort of late afternoon, and realise it's like, wait a minute, I've had nothing to eat. Occasionally I'll nip off and get a sandwich, but other times I just, like today, I just completely forgot. And yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, you know the drill, and so I don't need to say it. But come back and see me sometime, have a good one, and take care.